Today, we're going to talk about ghosts. Dun, dun, dun. More specifically, ghost students. What are ghost students, you might ask? Financial aid fraud is explained today. But first, a quick reminder, anytime you hear a topic on the podcast, whether it's scary or not, you can always find the article associated with it at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can also like us and follow us and all the clicky things you got to do on social media. Just search for the words The College Investor and you'll find us. We'd love to get to know you and help you along wherever you are in your money journey. Okay, let's talk about ghosts. Across the country, colleges are discovering that their enrollment rolls are full of students who don't actually exist. They're called ghost students. Bum, bum, bum. Fabricated or stolen identities used by scammers to enroll in college courses trigger federal financial aid disbursements, and then they, go away with the money. The fraud has grown so large, get this, that the Department of Education says it prevented more than $1 billion in attempted student aid theft in 2025 alone. Unbelievable. And the problem is getting worse. So many ghosts. So here's how ghost student fraud actually works. A fraudster, or more often an organized fraud ring, submits online applications to colleges using fake or stolen identities. Could be yours, too, actually. Once accepted, the fake student, in air quotes here, enrolls in courses, typically online, files for federal financial aid through FAFSA, and on and on. When the money is dispersed, they just leave. They're not going to school. They just pocket it. The ghost student never shows up to class, surprise, surprise. And in more sophisticated schemes, uses AI tools to submit auto-generated assignments just long enough to avoid immediate detection. Crazy. Community colleges, of course, are prime targets here. They generally have open admission policies, the simplified application process, no fees for applications, and, of course, large online course catalogs. In California, these colleges are required to accept any student with a high school diploma, and they don't even require a social security number on the application, just making it all the more vulnerable. The shift to online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly increased the number of online classes and the ability to enroll online. The result is students no longer need to actually be there. They can just be ghosts. Let's talk about the scale of the problem here. The numbers are just staggering. In California alone, over 31% of all community colleges applications in 24 were identified as fraudulent. Almost a third were just frauds. Roughly 1.2 million fake applications across the state's 116 community colleges. These bogus applications resulted in an estimated 223,000 confirmed fraudulent enrollments and at least $11 million in financial aid that could not be recovered. At the College of Southern Nevada, an audit found the school lost $7.5 million in a single semester to ghost student fraud. The hackers enrolled as transfer students, a group that faced less vetting than new enrollees, and filed for the maximum financial aid just by falsely reporting low income. Instructors reported full rosters but empty classrooms. Unbelievable. At Century College in Minnesota, instructors discovered that roughly 15% of students in a single course were frauds. And at California's Pierce College, enrollment dropped by almost 36% after all the ghost students were purged from the rolls. Over the past 5 years alone, the federal government has investigated more than $350 million in fraud from ghost student schemes. The Department of Education's Inspector General currently has about 200 open investigations nationwide, according to a statement that you can read at thecollegeinvestor.com. Now, how financial aid fraud hurts you. If you're like, well, there are bad guys in the world, we'll just have to try to catch them. No big deal. Well, ghost student fraud has real consequences for both taxpayers like me and you and students, and the students that these institutions are supposed to be serving. When ghost students fill online classes, real students get waitlisted or blocked from courses they actually need to graduate. Financial aid money is stolen by scammers. That's money that's no longer available to legitimate applications. Federal Pell Grants, which are intended to help low-income students afford college, are the primary target here. When those dollars go to ghosts, the students who actually need them don't get it, and Pell Grants are already facing a funding shortage. This is a big deal. There's also a significant burden on college staff. Admissions offices, financial aid departments, IT teams, faculty, the list goes on, are all spending enormous amounts of time identifying and removing fake students. At a time when a whole bunch of institutions are already dealing with staff shortages and tight budgets as it is. When ghost students receive .edu email addresses and cloud storage access, they create cybersecurity risks that can threaten the entire campus network. So for taxpayers, billions of dollars in federal financial aid, funded by your taxes, are stolen. Schools that disperse aid to fraudulent students may be required to repay the DOE, creating additional financial strain on institutions that are already struggling. Here's why the problem is actually getting worse. A lot of factors make the problem worse. COVID-19, the whole shift to online learning, removed the need for in-person identity verification. AI tools, of course, large language models, synthetic video platforms, AI voice generators, now allow fraudsters to create convincing fake identities at scale. You've seen the fake ads on YouTube, too. An application that used to take a human 20 to 30 minutes it's just ridiculous how fast a bot can do it. Open access policies at community colleges, while well-intentioned, create easy entry points. Budget cuts, staff shortages mean a whole bunch of schools just don't have the resources to scrutinize applications carefully. And the structure of federal financial aid itself, where money flows from Washington through the institutions to students with limited direct oversight, creates gaps that sophisticated fraud operations can exploit. Okay. Now let's take a look at some of the good news of what's being done to prevent this from happening. The DOE, the Department of Education, has taken several steps to address the issue. Just in 2025, the agency implemented mandatory identity verification for certain first-time student aid applicants. It has also announced the creation of a new fraud detection team within the Office of Federal Student Aid. On the legislative front, Representative Burgess Owens of Utah introduced the No Aid for Ghost Students Act, which passed through the House Committee on Education and Workforce and aims to strengthen fraud prevention requirements for schools receiving federal aid. Institutions are fighting back with technology as well. California's community college system launched a new platform to detect fraud enrollments. Since the rollout, the system has flagged more than 79,000 fraudulent applications across over 500,000 submissions. Individual schools are adding application fees too, implementing biometric verification and also requiring early student engagement, like mandatory Zoom introductions or first-day attendance checks, to confirm enrollees are actually real people. Still, it's an arms race. As detection improves, so do the tools for fraud. Some ghost students now use AI to simulate coursework and submit auto-generated assignments, staying enrolled just long enough for aid to disperse. Like we talked about earlier, it's crazy! As long as there's free money to be had, fraudsters will try to steal it. We gotta stay vigilant, my friends. You can do that. We'll follow along on all of this stuff at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can also like, follow, and share and everything on social media. Just look for us. We're at The College Investor, and you'll find us. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.